This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 891. Toodles. Enjoy. And this leads to the big question that I've been asking and I think has been batting around in our heads since Extinction and Twilight of the Gods. Is this the end of the Sixth Age?
There are multiple answers to this from different perspectives. Because on one hand, the Sixth Age is just a marketing concept.
Yeah, and it was also very short when you think of it in universe-wise.
Yeah, so there's the old Roldo's Ages lore book that came out with one of the Yak tracks that's saying, hey, maybe in the future they'll decide to define the ages in a completely different way from completely different events that actually make more of a difference time-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but marketing-wise, as far as the Sixth Age goes, as 2013 releasing the HTML client RS3, hey guys, gods are back big time, that's over.
Yeah. And then you ask the question, but Sixth Age meant that the edicts are down and the gods can venture freely. At least I remember that being the definition of it. And that's not the case anymore. So that really raises the question: Is the Sixth Age over? In that narrow perspective, yes. Yeah, you're right. It becomes a point of semantics.
In that, even the phrasing in the mini quest, though, I think Adrastea says pretty much word for word, it feels like the end of an age.
Right. I forgot to include that. She did say that. And that's.
I think ages are always defined by huge events.
Yeah.
Not by years, by huge events. Years have nothing to do with it. It could be 10,000 years or 1,000. They vary in length, no?
Yeah, they do.
They're always separated by huge events.
Yeah.
So a huge event, the gods return after a long-ass time. And then they're banished, and then it goes to something else. I see an argument for a Seventh Age, but it's just a marketing thing.
Yeah. In the grand scheme of things, like if we're talking...
They put a number on it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Like, if we're talking Gielinor history, in the wide scope, maybe this, 9 years, more or less, 2013 to 2022, maybe that's just a single event, that one weird little bit where the gods were around for a bit.
Yeah, and with that, you go into what you're saying about that Yak Track lore book, how they might reconsider how that's interpreted. What was it, Reldo's Book of Ages?
Reldo's Ages, 17th edition.
Okay, 17th edition.
Yep.
And I think when we look at this and we go back, and let's just for the purposes of the rest of this segment, let's just call the Sixth Age 2013 to 2022 for the purposes of this segment. Obviously, what comes of that is going to be different in-game lore-wise. I'm going to ask a big question right now. Would you guys have rathered we just continued on and not do this back in 2013, now that you know what the big arcs were?
Not done what?
Like, would you rather that, World Wakes, just imagine the World Wakes never happen and we continue on on our merry way of not being World Guardian and not running into all this crises.
I don't think the game would have survived this long.
Damn, really?
That.
You think the Sixth Age was that crucial?
I think it brought a lot of people back, brought a lot of people into it. I couldn't say it was life or death, but it certainly revitalized it.
Yeah, and when you talk about revitalization,
that's basically just saying, because so much of the past 9 years has been linked to this, whether directly or indirectly. It's also like saying, hey, what if we just didn't have any updates in the past 9 years?
Right. What if we didn't do EOC?
Without offering... Yeah, like
Well,
offering
let's just
their big questions.
look at the
like
old
that,
school. Look
but-
at the old school updates for the last 9 years. Then imagine those instead.
I think it could have survived. I think like Ritual of the Marjrat here being our biggest scale of quest or lore event. I think that's sustainable, and it is what we're trying to go back to now.
Yeah.
I do think though that having the gods around as big, strong characters has been a major thing in getting people invested. Like,
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
a lot of memes and the like you see on Reddit that about the clear, strong personalities of the gods,
Yeah.
and there's so much fun being had with that. But it's well and truly possible to have those characters without them being gods, and that's what they're going for now. We have Adrastea, we have Moya. Maybe they're not too well defined yet, but that's something we can work on.
Oh yeah, and I mean, like I said, gives the writing team a lot of latitude for interpreting these characters. And if we're going to answer this question in that true form, you have to ask: Would Prif have happened without a Saren influence in the Sixth Age?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of a silly question. Overall.
Yeah, but the question I started with is: Would you have preferred to just keep it simple all along and not involve the gods, or are you glad that we did? I'm going to put the both of you on the spot now for an answer on that.
I think it does involve an inherent letdown, having the gods and then ripping them away. Maybe I would have preferred it, honestly.
I don't know. I liked it.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm not feeling it as a letdown, but I see how it is.
yeah, I'm certainly not feeling let down.
No, I'm not feeling let down either, and the only reason I asked this question is because I'm interested to know what the game's trajectory would have been had we not gone down this god path. Because what I said after Extinction, and what I definitely said after Twilight, was that I felt a great relief personally as a player, in that we weren't on this 9-year long track, so to speak, anymore, and that we're going to be attaching and attacking these things in a much more concise manner, hopefully.
We've been liberated.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Liberty or death.
Mm-hmm.
You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.